Did you know that a single leaf from a plant sold at your local nursery could stop your heart? Sounds extreme, but it's true. Today, we're counting down 7 of the most dangerous plants you should never bring home. You've probably seen some of these at garden centers. And number 2 is one of the most common houseplants people buy without knowing the risks. Stick around because this list might just change how you shop for plants forever. I've spent years around gardens and nurseries. One thing that shocks me is how many dangerous plants are sold without a single warning label. Organizations like the ASPCA, Poison Control, and even the Royal Horticultural Society have long lists of plants that can harm pets and people, yet they're still sitting on store shelves. Before we dive in, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you don't miss future videos on gardening safety and plant care. Your support helps this channel grow, and it might even save a life. First on our list is Oleander. At first glance, it's a stunning shrub. Tall, lush green leaves and clusters of bright pink, red, or white flowers that look like they belong in a tropical postcard. It's no wonder nurseries love selling it. Oleander thrives in warm climates. It's drought-resistant, and it can turn an ordinary backyard into something that feels exotic and alive. But here's the dark side. Every part of this plant is poisonous. Leaves, flowers, stems, even the smoke if you burn it. Oleander contains powerful toxins called cardiac glycosides, the same compounds used in certain heart medications. The difference in medicine, the dose is controlled. In Oleander, even a single leaf can be fatal to a child. Dogs and cats are also at risk with symptoms ranging from vomiting and slowed heart rate to sudden death if untreated. This isn't just theory. In California, there have been cases of horses dying after nibbling on oleander branches tossed into a pasture. Pet hospitals regularly issue warnings during summer when people trim their oleander hedges and animals accidentally eat the clippings. So what's the safer choice if you love that vibrant flower look? Go with hibiscus. It's equally colorful, non-toxic to both pets and people, and still gives you that tropical garden vibe without the hidden danger. And if oleander shocked you, wait until you hear about the next plant. It looks delicate, almost fairy-like, but inside your body, it can act like a time bomb for your heart. Let's talk about foxglove. Number 2 is a plant that looks like it came straight out of a fairy tale garden. Foxglove. Tall stalks covered in bell-shaped flowers painted in shades of purple, pink, and white. If you've ever walked past one, you know how enchanting they look, like little trumpets calling out in a meadow. And that's exactly why nurseries love stocking them. They're eye-catching, attract bees and hummingbirds. And they're surprisingly easy to grow once planted. People buy them because they turn a plain flower bed into a showpiece. But here's the twist. Inside those delicate blooms hides a potent chemical cocktail. Foxglove contains compounds called digitalis glycosides. In controlled doses, doctors have used digitalis for centuries to treat heart failure. But in the wild plant, the dose is uncontrolled and deadly. Ingesting foxglove can cause nausea, vomiting, severe irregular heartbeat, seizures, and even cardiac arrest. The danger is real, especially because children might mistake the tubular flowers for something edible. History is filled with warnings. Back in the 18th century, foxglove earned a place in medicine because it could strengthen a weak heart. But that came with a razor-thin line between healing and poisoning. Even today, emergency rooms see cases of accidental foxglove ingestion from both pets and people. In the UK, there have been reports of gardeners suffering severe poisoning after handling the plant without gloves and then touching their mouth. So what should you plant instead? If you crave that vertical, colorful look in your garden, try snapdragon. It grows tall, offers vibrant colors in the same pinks, purples, and yellows, but it's completely safe for children and pets. You get the charm without the risk. And trust me, if foxglove gave you chills, wait until you meet the next plant. It's one of the most common house plants in the world, and people place it right in their living rooms without realizing that a single bite can make it nearly impossible to breathe. Let's talk about dumpane. At number 3, we have a plant that you've probably seen in offices, living rooms, and even nurseries under the name dum. With its large glossy green leaves splashed with creamy white or yellow, Diphenobacea is striking. It gives off that lush, tropical indoor vibe that makes any corner of a home feel alive. That's why nurseries push it. Easy to grow, tolerates low light, and adds instant style to a space. But here's what most people don't know. Inside those beautiful leaves are microscopic needle-shaped crystals called calcium oxalate. When someone chews or bites into the plant, those crystals shoot into the soft tissues of the mouth and throat like tiny glass shards. The result, intense burning pain, swelling of the lips and tongue, and in some cases, the throat swells so much that it becomes hard to breathe or speak. That's why it's called dumb cane. Victims are left unable to talk. And yes, this has happened more than once. Poison control centers across the US and Europe get regular calls about toddlers chewing on a leaf or cats and dogs biting the stems. In severe cases, hospital treatment is needed to keep the airway open. Even touching the sap with bare hands can cause skin irritation and burning eyes if you rub them afterward. So, what's a safe alternative if you love that bold leaf tropical look? Go with a parlor palm or a Boston fern. Both are hardy, easy to care for, and completely non-toxic to pets and people. They deliver the same lush green vibe without turning your living room into a hidden hazard. And if you thought dumb cane was bad, get ready for number 4. It's a plant that looks like a miniature palm tree, often sold as an ornamental showpiece. But here's the truth. This one has sent countless pets to emergency vets, and even a small taste can shut down the liver. Let's talk about the Sago palm. Number 4 on our list is the Sago palm. At first glance, it looks like a miniature palm tree. Fig trunk, dark green fronds that fan out dramatically, and a tropical feel that makes people think of vacation. Nurseries love selling it because it's low maintenance, looks exotic, and works well both indoors and outdoors in pots. Many buyers see it as the perfect accent plant for their living rooms or patios. But beneath that beauty lies one of the deadliest risks for pets. Every single part of the Sago palm is toxic, but the seeds are especially dangerous. They contain a toxin called psychocin, which attacks the liver. For dogs and cats, even a small nibble can trigger vomiting, diarrhea, seizures, liver failure, and in many cases, death. Veterinary hospitals issue regular warnings about this plant because it's one of the top causes of fatal poisoning in pets across the United States. And the cases are heartbreaking. There are countless reports of dogs finding a fallen seed in the yard and being rushed to the vet only for the owners to discover that treatment is expensive and survival rates are very low when symptoms set in. The plant doesn't look threatening, no thorns, no bright warning colors, yet it's a silent killer for animals. So, if you want that tropical palm vibe without the danger, choose an area palm or a ponytail palm. Both give you the same decorative appeal, but are completely safe for pets and kids. They thrive indoors, at a touch of the tropics, and don't come with a hidden toxic price tag. And if you thought the Sago palm was bad for pets, wait until you see number 5. It's a plant grown for its dramatic foliage, but inside its seeds is one of the most notorious poisons in the world. The same one you've heard about in spy novels and crime stories. Let's talk about the Castor Bean Plant. At number 5, we have a plant that looks bold, dramatic, and almost ornamental in its own right. The Castor Bean Plant. With its tall stalks, oversized star-shaped leaves, and spiky red seed pods, it's often grown as a statement piece in gardens. Nurseries sometimes sell it for its exotic tropical look, and it's easy to see why. It grows fast, fills up space, and catches the eye. For a gardener wanting something impressive, it feels like a good choice. But here's what makes it one of the most dangerous plants in the world. The seeds of the Castor Bean plant contain ricin. Yes, the same deadly poison you've heard about in spy novels and crime stories. Ricin is so toxic that even a small amount can shut down your body's ability to make proteins, leading to organ failure and death. Just 2 or 3 seeds can kill a child. For pets, the risk is just as severe. Even handling the seeds without washing your hands properly can be risky if you accidentally touch your eyes or mouth afterward. And this isn't just hypothetical. There have been real cases where children mistook the shiny seeds for candy or beans and ended up in emergency rooms. In fact, poison control centers have documented numerous poisonings linked directly to this plant. That's why in many places, growing castor bean is discouraged or outright restricted. It's simply too dangerous to have around people and animals. So what can you plant instead? If you want that bold, leafy, tropical look, go with elephant ear or canna lily. Both give you the large, dramatic leaves and vibrant flowers, but they're safe and won't put your family or pets at risk. And if ricin sounds terrifying, wait until you meet number 6. It's a plant that looks innocent with pretty blooms people often use in landscaping, but its flowers and leaves can trigger everything from dizziness to vomiting, and in some cases even coma. Let's talk about Azaleas and Rhododendrons. Number 6 might surprise you because it's one of the most popular landscaping plants in the world. Azaleas and their close relatives rhododendrons. Walk through a nursery in spring and you'll see them everywhere bursting with color. Pink, purple, red, white, blooms so vibrant they almost look painted on. Homeowners love them because they're hardy, evergreen, and they transform any front yard into a dazzling show of flowers. It's no wonder nurseries keep selling them by the truckload. But hidden behind that beauty is a dangerous secret. Azaleas and rhododendrons contain compounds called ganotoxins. When ingested, these toxins interfere with the body's sodium channels, the very signals that keep your nerves and muscles, including your heart, functioning. Even a few leaves or some nectar can cause symptoms like nausea, dizziness, abdominal pain, and dangerously low blood pressure. In severe cases, victims may slip into a coma or suffer fatal heart complications. This isn't just theory. It has a history. Ancient records describe mad honey made by bees that fed on rhododendron nectar in parts of Turkey. Soldiers who consumed this honey centuries ago became violently ill with confusion, vomiting, and paralysis. The toxins in Azaleas and rhododendrons were strong enough to carry over into honey itself. Modern cases are still reported. Poison control centers receive calls every year about pets, especially dogs, chewing on Azalea leaves. The result can be vomiting, diarrhea, drooling, weakness, and if not treated quickly, death. The American Society for the Prevention of Cruelty to Animals lists Azaleas as one of the top plants that can be lethal to pets. So what's a safe alternative? If you crave that spring burst of color, try planting camellias or viburnum. They offer lush green foliage and bright, showy flowers without the hidden danger of toxic compounds. You still get the same cheerful, welcoming display for your garden, but without putting your pets or family at risk. And if Azaleas sound risky, just wait for number 7. It's a plant people bring inside their homes every year during holidays, placing it proudly on tables and shelves. But for cats, even the smallest nibble on its petals can lead to kidney failure and death. Let's talk about lilies. Finally, at number 7, we reach a plant that many people think of as elegant, pure, even sacred, the lily. With their tall stems, broad petals, and strong fragrance, lilies are a florist's favorite. You see them at weddings, funerals, Easter services, and in homes during the holidays. Nurseries and garden centers sell them in pots, and their popularity makes them almost irresistible. Who wouldn't want that burst of white, orange, or pink lighting up their living room? But what most people don't know is that lilies are silent killers for cats. And I don't mean a nibble on the flower head or a large mouthful of leaves. Even the tiniest exposure can be deadly. The pollen alone, if brushed onto a cat's fur and then licked off, is enough to cause acute kidney failure. Drinking the water from a vase of cut lilies can be just as fatal. Within hours, cats may begin vomiting, lose their appetite, and become lethargic. Without immediate emergency treatment, most do not survive. Veterinarians warn about this constantly. Yet, every holiday season, clinics report heartbreaking cases of cat owners who had no idea. They set evasive lilies on the counter, went to work, and came home to a pet in crisis. The survival rate drops drastically if treatment doesn't begin within 18 hours. That's how fast the toxin moves through the body. And here's the kicker. Not all lilies are equally toxic to humans, but the risk to cats is universal. Whether it's Easter lilies, tiger lilies, lies, or stargazers, if you have a cat in your home, every single one of them should be considered off-limits. Even dog owners should exercise caution, as ingestion can cause stomach upset, though dogs are less sensitive than cats. So what can you use instead? If you want that graceful, long-stemmed look without the deadly risk, go with orchids or roses. Both are safe for pets, offer beauty in a vase or a pot, and bring the same elegant feel without putting your furry companions in danger. And here's the thought I want to leave you with. Plants can bring joy, color, and life to our spaces, but the wrong plant can also bring tragedy. Now that you know the dangers, you can make safer choices for your home and garden. Before we wrap up, I want to give you a few quick honorable mentions. Plants that didn't make the main list, but are still worth knowing about. First up, hydrangea. With their huge ball-shaped clusters of flowers, they're one of the most popular garden plants in the world. But here's the catch. The leaves and flower buds contain cyanogenic compounds, the same family of chemicals that can release cyanide when ingested. While it usually takes a large amount to cause serious harm, pets and children are at risk if they chew on the plant. Next, monk's hood, also called Anitum or the queen of poisons. Its tall spikes of deep purple or blue flowers make it look regal, almost royal. But don't let that beauty fool you. Just touching the plant without gloves can cause tingling and numbness, and ingesting even a small amount has proven fatal throughout history. It's been linked to poisonings as far back as ancient Rome. And even today, gardeners are warned to handle it with extreme care. And finally, philodendrons. You'll see these everywhere as indoor plants climbing up trellises or hanging in baskets. They're not as deadly as the others, but they contain calcium oxalate crystals, the same irritants found in dumpane. Chewing a leaf can cause burning, swelling, and drooling in pets or kids. Not life-threatening in most cases, but still enough to cause a trip to the vet or doctor. And remember, these aren't the only dangerous plants out there. Nurseries sell dozens more without warning labels, which is why it's important to know what you're bringing home. So, let's finish with some quick safety tips that will help you avoid these hidden risks. Now that we've gone through the list, let's talk about how you can keep yourself, your family, and your pets safe. First, always read plant labels carefully. Look for words like toxic, poisonous, or not safe for pets. If the label doesn't say anything, that doesn't mean it's safe. Nurseries often leave that out. Take a moment to look up the plant's scientific name on your phone before you buy. That quick check could save you a lot of trouble. Second, if you ever suspect that a child or pet has chewed on a suspicious plant, don't wait and see what happens. For pets, call your vet or an emergency animal hospital immediately. For people, contact poison control or go straight to the emergency room. Time is critical. Early treatment makes a huge difference. Third, fill your garden with safe alternatives. Instead of risky ornamentals, try plants like lavender, marigolds, or sunflowers. They're bright, beautiful, and completely non-toxic. Plus, they attract pollinators, which is a bonus for the health of your garden. And here's your bonus tip. When in doubt, always double-check a plant's name before you buy. It takes 10 seconds, and it could prevent a serious accident. The extra step is worth it. So, there you have it. The 7 most dangerous plants you should never buy from nurseries. They may look beautiful, but behind that beauty are toxins and risks that most people never hear about. And remember, the nursery isn't going to warn you. It's up to you to know what's safe and what isn't. Now, I want to hear from you. Which of these plants shocked you the most? Was it the deadly oleander, the cat-killing lilies, or maybe the castor bean with its infamous poison ricin? Drop your answer in the comments. I read every single one, and I love hearing your stories and experiences. If you found this video helpful, hit that like button, share it with other plant lovers, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. By subscribing, You'll be the first to know when I post new videos on gardening safety, plant care, and how to create a garden that's both beautiful and safe. Your support means everything, and together we can spread awareness about the hidden dangers in our backyards. Thanks for watching. Stay safe in your garden, and I'll see you in the next video.